पुराने जमाने के
टीचिंग के तरीकों से
हमको क्यों पढ़ाते हैं, इट्स सो बोरिंग।
अब वेदांतु देगा प्रॉब्लम से छुटकारा।
हाय किड्स,
समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो समझ आएगा।
बेस्ट टीचर्स पढ़ाए तो सिंपल लगे एवरीथिंग।
लीडरबोर्ड्स एंड क्विज़ेस से
Amazing.
हो जाए हैपनिंग। समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो
Vedantu, learn live online.
Hey guys, good evening, namaste and welcome to yet another session of our ICSE Class 10 Biology series. I'm Ambika, Master Teacher of Biology right here at Vedantu. How are you all? Hi Ayushi, hi Ayush, Mansi, Rajender, hi Saloni. Good evening Priyanka. I'm getting a lot better each day. I hope that just stays that way. Yes. Good evening, Mansi. Hi, Ayush. Good evening. Hi, Akash. Yes, Ayush, I remember you told me today is your biology pre-boards. How did it go? I hope it was very good. Yes, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Yes. Hi, Alina. Okay. Yes, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I hope your preparation for your board exams are all going fine. We are almost nearing the end of November, right? Yes. Good evening, Sakhyam, sorry. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's come back. Let's focus a little less on the chats. Now, all of us know that we are well into the Human Physiology unit of your Class 10 ICSE Biology, right? And the chapter that we are discussing under Human Physiology is one of the most dreaded chapters in general for me also as a student. That was the case, nervous system. We started off yesterday and we have discussed the central nervous system, and today will be the topic that a lot of you wanted a session on, right? Okay, life processes comes as part of CBSE. I mean, the chapter name, life processes, is in CBSE, but of course, that's also physiology. Yes. Hi, everyone. Do not feel bad at all if I am not able to call each and every name that pops up here. Everyone, I have been noticing all your comments, but just so that we need to focus a little more for the next 20-30 minutes on the content that we have to discuss, let's focus on that. So everything else aside, now yes, tell me one thing, guys. Have you all created a timetable to revise for your board exams, revise or study or whatever? Yes, timetable. I have been saying a lot about it. Yes, great. Saloni. Yes, Ayush. You're just confused, Yukta. No, Ayush. Okay. Yes, Ayushi. We have so many Ayushs. Okay. I've been noticing that from day one since we launched our series. Yes. No. Okay. Let me tell you one thing, guys. We have December, Jan, and then Feb will be your final model exams or your pre-board exams. Before your pre-board exams begin, just so that you get the actual feel of your board exam, when you write the exams in February, it's highly recommended that you utilize the next 2.5 months very, very sincerely and very, very systematically. A timetable is extremely important for that, okay? So those of you who have not watched our sessions, the sessions that I did in the beginning of October on how to make a timetable in general for all your subjects and how to make a timetable specifically for biology, do go and have a look. I'm sure you will get some positive takeaways from that because it's extremely important. Every single minute counts from now on. Today is already the 20th of November, right? So let's not count November, December, Jan. We have 2 solid months. It's not late yet. Imagine if not now, if you had to study on the eve of your exam, what would the situation be like? So much better is starting 2 or 2.5 months prior to your board exams, right? So let's focus on your final exams as your ultimate target. Pre-boards, it's all right even if you are not able to complete all your portions. This is my personal opinion. What my teachers had also told me when I was in 10th and 12th, okay? So focus more on your final, the actual final board exams, and hence now whatever topic that you pick up to study for your pre-boards, make sure you study it in such a manner that you don't have to come back and study it once again. You just have to revise that chapter, okay? Make sure you do that. Quality is more important and not quantity. Please keep that in mind, children, okay? And with that, let's get started. This is a positive quote that I have for you today. Don't be busy, be productive. We all complain, right? All of us complain, I'm too busy. I don't have the time to do this. I don't have the time to do that. So let's not think of all that. Our aim is to be productive. As I said, quality is what matters more, not the number of tasks that you have to do, like these two situations that you can see here. Busy, he's got so many tasks in hand. This guy, productive guy, has a lot of tasks in hand but is able to smartly manage everything because of a systematic timetable. Yes, guys? Tell me, I can and I will. Right now, I will be productive. I can and I will. Yes, and then we will get started with today's session. Yes, I can and I will. Thank you, Ayush. Very good. Anupam, I will be productive. Reshiv, yes, yes, great. I can and I will, just watch me. Ayush, I have been noticing you keep saying this, just watch me at the end. Yes, I like that spirit. All of you, I can and I will be productive. Yes, very good. Saumya, Priyanka, Sonali, Saloni, Veena. Yes, thank you very much, all of you. And with that, let's get started. But before that, do not forget to hit the like button right now if you have been enjoying this session, if you enjoyed what we discussed until now in the last 5 minutes, if you have been enjoying all our previous sessions, do share it, guys. Do share it with all your friends, especially more of your ICSE friends, because I know all of you will be on your toes in the next couple of months. So let's give everyone, every ICSE student, a chance to learn from good quality content, everything that we work hard here at Vedantu for. Yes, it's all for your success, so that we consider that to be our success also. And do remember to hit the subscribe button now. Subscribe to our channel Vedantu 9th and 10th if you have not done that yet, so that you can always stay tuned. Have a look at the daily schedule, whatever is relevant for you. Make sure you attend everything and then come out with flying colors for your board exam. Yes, guys, even if you are from CBSE, that doesn't matter. I welcome students from all boards and all grades in my classes in general. Everyone who has been attending knows it already. Yes, I am good, Gautam. Thank you very much. Yes, what have we discussed in the last session? We have talked about the central nervous system, correct? The nervous system is basically the system, the physiological system of our body, the intelligent system of our physiology, of our human physiology, which basically helps us make all kinds of decisions and tells us what to do, what not to do, decides things for us, go here, go there, everything is decided by our nervous system. And yes, we categorize it into two: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. If you remember, central nervous system comprised of just two parts, the brain and the spinal cord, right? We have seen that already, right? So let's go ahead. Now have a look at this. What are these? Yes, spinal cord and the brain. Yes, Ayushi, I think there is a slight lag. Have a look at this. What are these? Yes, sense, Gautam. Very good. Basically, our senses, we are talking about touching, hearing, smelling, seeing, tasting, everything, right? So, how is it that our brain and spinal cord, which are just restricted to one central part of our body, they are able to help us with activities like these, in addition to the sense organs, even things like understanding pain, right? You know that when you are in danger, you need to take your hand away, take your legs away, run away from danger, all of that. How is it that being in one single part of our body, our brain and the spinal cord are able to get in touch with the outside? That is where a special hero for our today's session would come into picture, the nerves. In fact, a group of heroes who work together to form a very, very special part of your body. The nerves help the brain and the spinal cord be in touch with your outside surroundings. And talking about the nerves, yes, this is what the nerves comprise. I'm sorry, the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so just in case any of you is confused, the word central, okay, just a second. The word central should give you the hint that we are talking about the main organs, the brain and the spinal cord. What comprises its periphery or surroundings is what the peripheral nervous system would be. Okay, which are the nerves that you see connecting it to the outside part of the body. Yes, guys? So now let's go ahead talking about nerves. Nerves themselves can be of two types. One type is called the cranial nerves. Now remember, children, in yesterday's session, I told you whenever you hear the word cranium or cranial, it is concerned with your, yes guys, it's concerned with cranial. No, not central. Very good, Reshiv. It is the brain. Ajay, yes, the brain. Thank you very much, all of you. Cranial nerves. Basically, we are talking about the nerves that arise from the brain. So if you look at this, you don't have to memorize all of these names. Okay, this is just there for your understanding. So we won't even read through all of them, but just understand we have how many different types of nerves, cranial nerves? Have a look at it and tell me. Yes, we have 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Very good, Ajay. 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Now, in addition to the cranial nerves, we also have another type of nerves called the spinal nerves. The name tells you where they arise from. They arise from the spinal cord. Now, this is the back view of a person. The spinal cord is there, and from there, whatever nerves arise. Now, how many pairs of spinal nerves do we have? Again, don't worry about the names. We have 8 cervical nerves, 12 thoracic nerves. Keep adding up, guys. Okay, 8, 12. Lumbar, we have 5. Sacral, we have 5. And coccygeal, we have 1. How much does it add up to? Very good. Yes, Reshiv. Yes, Kushagra, 31. Ayushi? Yes, Gautam, Utkarsh, all of you have said 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Just keep this number in mind, guys. 12 pairs of cranial nerves, 31 pairs of spinal nerves. They are basically the link between the central nervous system and the rest of your body, and hence with the outside world. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what comes next. Yes, the nervous system, as we have seen yesterday, can be classified into the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Ignore this part for today because we've already done this in yesterday's session. Peripheral nervous system, right? If you look at it, you would see that peripheral nervous system. Now pay attention, children, because a lot of you commonly get confused between all of these terms that we have to discuss in today's session. In fact, in my opinion, conceptually, brain is a little difficult to understand what we discussed yesterday. But today, our quantity, although it will be less, the quantity of content will be less compared to yesterday, it can get confusing if you don't pay complete attention. So stay with me until the end. Those of you who want to take notes with pen and paper, go ahead so that it helps you concentrate better. Rest of you, please listen to me, okay? Peripheral nervous system is further categorized into two: the autonomic nervous system and the somatic nervous system. Okay, the somatic and the autonomic. Let's keep autonomic for last because that is a little more complex than somatic. Okay, so somatic and autonomic nervous system. Yes, guys? Yes. PNS, ANS, SNS. Yes, Ayush. Now let's look at what the somatic nervous system does. Like I said, somatic nervous system is relatively simpler compared to the autonomic nervous system. It basically controls all the voluntary muscular systems of your body. If you have a look at this, you would understand these are muscle fibers. You must have learned in your lower grades in chapters like tissues and all that what muscle fibers look like. Okay? Imagine that these are your skeletal muscle fibers. Now, this is the pathway that your nervous system would follow, your somatic nervous system would follow in order to send impulses from the brain to the muscle fiber and back. Okay? Soma, remember the prefix soma stands for body. Okay? It's basically a system that's under our voluntary control. Okay? Yes, so that is about somatic nervous system. Now, in addition to controlling the voluntary muscular systems, it also has the function of controlling sensory impulses. You stamp on a very, very sharp needle, or your finger pricks on something very sharp, or you touch a hot iron. You know that you have to take it back. That sense of pain is because of your somatic nervous system. This is how it works. Now, instead of the muscle fibers, we have the skin represented here, the sensory neuron. Basically, the connection between the brain through the spinal cord and reaching the skin or the sensory neuron and then back to send it its responses. Okay, guys? Yeah, not exactly to bring it back from emergency, basically reflex. Okay, emergency is a little different. We will be talking about that in the next few minutes, so hold on for a bit. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand the differences. So understand, somatic nervous system controls your voluntary muscular systems and also controls your sensory, a lot of your sensory impulses, basically your reflex pathways, a lot about your reflex pathways. Yes, reflex action. Okay, now I hope that is clear. Now let's go ahead and understand what the autonomic nervous system does. Remember, peripheral nervous system is divided into somatic and autonomic. The name again should tell you, should give you the hint of what it does. Yes, the autonomic nervous system, autonomic means it controls things automatically, involuntarily. It basically controls involuntary systems such as your glands. We know about all our glands, right? The exocrine and the endocrine glands. Then our smooth muscles like the muscles of our stomach and all of those involuntary muscles of our body, the cardiac muscles of our body, all of them are controlled by the autonomic nervous system. Yes, involuntary action. Now, this is just an example, children, of how the autonomic nervous system can work. Okay, this is not a generalized pathway. If, for instance, it's controlling heartbeat or the rate of heartbeat, how does it work? Basically, in case the blood pressure of a person is low, okay, that's what I've represented here, low BP, low blood pressure. If that happens, the message is immediately sent from the heart through the sensory pathway to the cardiac regulatory center of the brain. Who is going to tell me now? What is the cardiac regulatory center of the brain? We have discussed this. Yes, guys? Let's see who has good memory from yesterday's session. Cardiac regulatory center of the brain. The medulla. Very good, Ayush. Medulla is your cardiac regulatory center of the brain. So basically it sends its messages to the medulla, and from there whatever response is supposed to be taken, the brain quickly decides for it and it sends its impulses to the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord the responsive impulses are sent back through another pathway back to the heart, so that the heart is able to beat faster. Because blood pressure was low, in order to make up for that, the heart ends up beating faster. Yes guys, is that very, very clear? Yes, cardiac muscle is present in the heart. Yes guys. Okay? So that is about an example for autonomic nervous system. Now let's understand, going into a little more depth. The autonomic nervous system is further classified into the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? Now again, the name should indicate what it is. Autonomic, and under that you have sympathetic and parasympathetic. Let's look at each of them in detail. Sympathetic nervous system. Now you tell me, if you were to, if you imagine that you're walking on the road or walking in some garden, suddenly you see something creeping and crawling in front of you. It ended up being a snake. What would your reaction be? Yes? If it was me, anything wriggly, I would have just run away. I hope I would have the presence of mind for that. What would you do? Fight or flight? Fight or flight? Which one would you do, Ayush? That's exactly what I'm asking. Yes? Would you fight, or would you just decide to fly away or flee away? Flight. Flight. Yes, I think most of you are like me. If it was, yes, fight. Some brave people here say fight. Yes, I would really like to see that in person. Also, whatever you decide, whether it's fight or flight, it is decided by your sympathetic nervous system. Okay, and this is stimulated by a hormone called adrenaline. Remember, we spoke about adrenaline in the chapter endocrine system. Adrenaline secreted by your, yes, adrenal glands. The adrenaline hormone, which helps in emergency situations. What do we mean by that? What do we mean by it helps in emergency situations? What exactly does it do? How does it act in such situations? These are the physiological effects that the secretion of adrenaline, pumping of adrenaline would have. Right? Some people have a lot of stage fright. When you are like about to get onto stage in front of a huge audience, your hands start trembling, your voice starts shivering, your hands feel very cold. All of that happens. You can feel your heart beating very fast. Yes? So that is all because a lot of adrenaline is getting pumped in your body. And that is because it exerts all of these physiological effects. Look at all of that. I don't want to go into details of those, but for your understanding, keep in mind how it acts is by dilating your pupils, inhibits salivation, relaxes your bronchi, and yes, very importantly, it accelerates heartbeat. This is exactly what I was talking about. And it inhibits certain things, it stimulates certain other things, right? It says stimulates glucose production and release. So guys, keep in mind, too much stress can make you diabetic. Okay, I know, I have heard of cases also, it's not funny, I have heard of cases wherein people get affected by diabetes because of too much stress. Okay, so let's stay relaxed, nothing's going to go wrong, your exams will also be fine. This is my word, but I need your cooperation for that. Work hard and stay consistent and persistent. Okay, so let's avoid all of that. This is only for your understanding, not exactly from an exam perspective, like basic understanding that will help you in your daily life. Okay, that's about the sympathetic nervous system. Now, how would you remember this? Sympathetic, perhaps because your body feels the sympathy for you and it wants to decide something for you in an emergency situation like that. Right? Probably you could think of it in that sense. Okay, what about the parasympathetic nervous system? Right? The picture I have put here is rest and digest. Now, not exactly like a fight or flight, but especially when you rest, like you are about to go to bed, or when you have eaten a very heavy meal and your body has to digest it, in all such situations, Your parasympathetic nervous system decides something for you. It tries to slow down your heartbeat. It tries to relax you down, calm you down, because your body is entering into that snooze mode or rest mode. Right? And if it's digestion, it tells your stomach muscles to start grinding and churning the food so that digestion can happen well. Right? And again, it's important to understand it's not exactly the enemy of the sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is rather the companion of the sympathetic nervous system. Very, very, very important. Okay? Because it just stays and observes what your sympathetic nervous system is doing in an emergency situation. Parasympathetic nervous system doesn't act during that time. It just stays and watches. Adrenaline is pumped, your heart beats faster, all of that is done. And then once you have escaped from the danger zone, once you have come back to some relaxed place or resting place, that is when your parasympathetic nervous system tells its friend, the sympathetic nervous system, now just chill down, I will take care of things. And what does it do? It slows down the heartbeat. It does everything the opposite, whatever. Yes, all of these, right? It constricts your pupils, whereas there it was dilating the pupils, and here it slows down your heartbeats, constricts the bronchi, stimulates flow of saliva, stimulates bile release. All of these things are done by your parasympathetic nervous system. It's basically a very chill system of your body, right? The parasympathetic nervous system, right, guys? Okay, now for your understanding, I have put this here. Okay, the parasympathetic nerves, what they do, the sympathetic nerves, what they do. Yes, I understand that some of you may want to take a screenshot, so I'm just moving a little away for you to facilitate that for you. Yes. Okay, that's about it. This is just about the action of the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. Now, once again, summarizing what we have done in yesterday's and in today's session. The nervous system can be divided into the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. What did we talk about in the central nervous system? Mainly the brain and the spinal cord. The brain stem is also added here. Generally, we talk about it as part of the brain itself. We don't say it separately, so that's all right. The brain and the spinal cord. Remember what each part of the brain does, what the spinal cord does. Okay, all of that is very important. And the peripheral nervous system, what we have learned today, is broadly categorized into ANS or autonomic nervous system and the somatic nervous system. And autonomic nervous system is further divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, somatic nervous system is very simple. So it doesn't, we generally don't categorize it further, but some people do categorize it as sensory and motor because it can control your sensory reflexes and control your voluntary muscular movement. Yes, guys, if all is good, let's go ahead and start with, okay, yes, Anshika. Okay, done? Oh yes, let's go ahead and start with the quiz time. A very, very short and quick quiz time. Yes, guys, let's get started. I see that you're discussing many other subjects, but come back. Let's just check your understanding from today's session. The very first question. The type of nervous system that helps in emergency situations. Who is going to give me the answer for that first? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and go. Yes, emergency situation. C is your answer. I'm glad to see that most of you have given the answer as C. Yes, it is your sympathetic nervous system. The number of cranial nerves in man. Testing your memory of numbers here. Yes, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and go. Yes, okay, I can see a mix of answers. It is 12 pairs. 12 pairs of cranial nerves and What is 31? Some of you said 31. What is 31? Yes, what is 31? Cranial nerves are 12. Spinal, yes Kushagra, spinal nerves are 31 pairs in number. Yes, 12 cranial, 31 spinal. Keep that in mind. Very, very important. Voluntary muscular action is controlled by, yes, quickly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, the answer is no, it's the somatic nervous system. Yes, many of you have given the answer as A. Those of you who said the answer is C, probably go back and visit, check your answer once again. Think about why it's not C and why it is A. Okay, guys? Yes, as I have told you yesterday, the brain is a very, very special organ. It does so many things for us. It decides so many things for us. It thinks for us. So it's important that we take good care of our brains, right? How do we take good care of our brains? In my opinion, as much as possible, stay away from screens, minimal use of screens like mobile phone, TV, computer, whatever it is, minimal use of TV screens, screens in general. Then eat a lot of brain foods like nuts, dry fruits and all of those things. We know, right? Indian moms know all of these things. What is good for your brain, what is not good for your brain, all of that. And of course, sleep, guys, very, very important. Do you know what? At your age, around 15 years of age, a teenager's brain is supposed to be the most rapidly developing stage, the most rapidly developing brain ever in, if you check any stage in the human lifespan, teenage brain is supposed to be the most rapidly changing brain. So whether you want to change it for the good or for worse is up to you to decide right now. Get a lot of sleep, at least a minimum of 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Subconscious mind, let's see, Priyanka, because it's not in your syllabus. I'm not sure if it will be relevant to everyone, but I will definitely keep that in mind. I remember Priyanka and Ayush had put a comment in yesterday's session also that you want a session on subconscious mind. Let's see, I will certainly remember that, even if not from an exam perspective. At some point of time, let's see if that can be done. Yes, guys, have you all been seeing our ad? The Vedantu ad that's been out on television, out on social media, everywhere. Yes? You're welcome, Ayush. The Vedantu ad. All of you must have seen it, right? And you must be seeing it just before every session also, right? So when I ask you, Samajh aaya, or I want all of you to reply, Maza aaya, okay? If this was good for you, if the session went good for you, I want you to reply Maza aaya, okay? Samajh aaya, guys? Thank you very much, Nisha. Ayush, Sunil, Anshika, Bipul, Ayush, Taruni. Yes, amazing, amazing, guys. Thank you very much. One more thing, I have told you yesterday that Vedantu's Learning App has been nominated for the User's Choice Award, and you are the users. So do use the link to put in your votes right now so that we can be finally selected. Yes, guys? Yes, thank you very much, Mansi. And we have what is called the micro course. We have a limited period offer on that. This is basically a chapter-wise course that is available on our Vedantu platform. Not the YouTube videos that you attend, not the YouTube sessions that you attend. The regular sessions that we have on the Vedantu platform, wherein you will have access to chapter-wise courses, doubts, quizzes, tests and everything, assignments and everything related to that particular chapter. This is about the micro course. Use this particular code to avail a very good discount, which will be a very limited period offer. And we have what is called, thank you very much, Gurpreet. We have what is called the Pro Lite subscription also, which is basically a subscription for your entire academic year. Okay, so you have unlimited access to all of these features out there. The code that you can use for that would be this, AMSUB, to get a very good discount again from the actual price. This is again a limited period offer. So keep that in mind, guys. Have a look at this. Go to the respective links and check out the details. Yes, do join our Telegram group and stay in touch with all of our teachers. Hit the like button, guys, before you exit. Please hit the like button right now if the session went good for you. Do share it with all your friends, ICSE, CBSE, whatever, especially ICSE, guys. I would recommend please share it with all of your friends so that they can all benefit from this. Everyone, like I said, is on top of your toes, just running behind your exams, your pre-boards. Prepare very easily from all our sessions. Do subscribe to our channel, Vedantu 9th and 10th. I will be seeing you every day, at least 5 to 6 days in a week. So let's keep meeting. More teachers will also be joining us very soon. And in the meantime, feel free to send me comments, feedback about this particular session or anything you want me to take up in the next session. Do remember to send me an email at ambika.gopalakrishnan@vedantu.com. Yes. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Tomorrow again, I'll be back to see you all at the same time with another interesting topic from the same chapter, nervous system. So until we meet again, happy studying, have a good evening, bye-bye, and this is Ambika signing off. Yes, bye Sanvi, bye Priyanshi, bye all of you.